I mentioned getting into the woods. Um, I don't think we're really going to get very far into the woods. We've already found so much just making a couple stops around the house. But I do want to show you a little bit over here. Um, oh, well, for one thing, here is the motherwort dried flower remains. So I was just mentioning with milkweed that it's important to see the dried remains. In this case, I already showed you the motherwort leaf, and then this one's a little further behind. The leaves are smaller, but uh, we might not have seen those leaves from the other side of the field, um, except that as we were approaching, this showed us where to look. Um, Here's another herb used for the heart, like motherwort. This is hawthorn, and it also has edible fruits. And um, as we're walking into the woods here, I want you to take note of these shrubs that are leafing out. So there's some early leaves coming on, and some of that is multiflora rose, which does have medicinal use. It's not so commonly used for much except the vitamin C content of the rose hips, but it seems to have been used more in ancient times. It is mentioned in the Divine Farmer's Materia Medica, which is an ancient text of Chinese herbal medicine. And then here we have another shrub which tends to grow with the wild rose, and it looks similar from a distance, and even up close you might have to look carefully, especially this time of the year. I'm just trying to get my pocket knife open, but I guess I need 2 hands, so let's do that. And then I'm going to scrape the bark of this a little bit so you'll see it, and I'm going to cut into it, and I'm trying to get to this yellow color. Let's get back up here. So this is just the stem. The root is going to be an even deeper color, particularly the root bark, which is the main part that you want with these kinds of woody plants. The wood itself will actually start to be kind of a paler yellow color because the wood doesn't have a whole lot of medicinal potency. And also the outer bark is kind of dead material, like with these hickory trees nearby. You can really see that exfoliation. That's being released from the tree. It's not part of that living structure so much. Whereas this inner bark is the really potent part. So as I scrape back, you'll see the green. Many times you'll see a green color because bark does actually photosynthesize. Particularly, that's important this time of the year when the leaves may not be out, but the weather's nice and the tree is waking up. So you also see that yellow color there, and that's the berberine. That's the good stuff that we want. But I'm just showing you the twig because it's easy. Really what you'd want to do is take your tools and dig this thing up. So you use loppers or shears, and you cut all of these stems away, which do have, it's called barberry, and ow, actually, I just felt one. Ow, I just felt another. I'm trying to twist this around to get it in focus, but at any rate, you have this stem here, and if you can't see it, you have to just believe me that these are sharp. But you remove it the best you can with loppers, and then you use digging tools and find those. They look like tree roots. They're thick, but a lot of it is the woody part. So you really have to scrape that bright yellow or orangish bark off, and that's your powerful medicine. This is the strongest antimicrobial herb that we have readily available to us, and it's a hated invasive plant. So I think that's about all for today. Thank you very much for coming with me, and I'll just show you this hickory bark. These are beautiful trees. Now, it's not the most common food source today, but maybe in times, especially when people are thinking about survival, it's worth mentioning that nuts can be found this time of the year, especially if you stumble across a place where the squirrels have stored them, or somehow they got forgotten or buried, because you can find good hickory nuts still, as well as what we have around here, as well as black walnuts. We did pass a butternut tree, but that is already pretty much dead. I think they're all dead now, around here anyway. So again, thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope to see you in person someday.